Here's Prescott. Just throws it deep as far as his arm can take him. He caught it! Micah Parsons on the move. Micah Parsons is in! Welcome to the big show, Tony Pollard. Oh, going deep. It is intercepted.
But I'm not going to say a word, but I will say one thing right now.
Prescott, touchdown. Good protection, and the pass wide open. Touchdown, Lamb.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Space Cowboy here. Welcome back to the channel with another video for you guys here today. Finally got my camera working again, thank God, so I don't have to worry about buying another camera. But we have more important matters to attend to. As you know, tomorrow in the late afternoon window Sunday, the Cowboys are taking on the New England Patriots, and this is not going to be a gimme game in the slightest whatsoever. As you know, this is a huge game for both teams. From the Patriots side of things, they're trying to get back to 500, get back into the thick of things over in the AFC, and, you know, they have a nice little squad there to really give teams fits, as they have done so over their first 3 weeks. As for the Dallas Cowboys, the Cowboys are on a different level of things because they're trying to get to 3-1. We know they started off really hot versus the two New York teams, and then they ran into a massive pothole in Arizona. So now we got to see, can the Cowboys bounce back, or are they going to lay another egg and then see how things go from there? So this is a huge game, because if the Cowboys want to show that they're for real and they want to get back on track, they're going to need to desperately win this game. I don't care how it's done, you just need to get it done. And so with that, if you could, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to support the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. So, what do the Cowboys have to do on the offensive side of the ball to win this game? I think when you look at that Patriots defense, it's going to be tough. You know, Bill Belichick is a defensive mastermind, especially once you give him the pieces to work with. So where do I think the Cowboys can attack this Patriots defense? I think what Bill Belichick is going to try and do is stop the run and force Dak Prescott to move the offense down the field in the short to intermediate game. They're not, you know, he's not going to get you that deep shot. And Bill Belichick's most likely going to be like, all right, Dak, I want you to try and beat us using the short to intermediate passing game. And then when you get into the red zone, make it as difficult as possible for the Cowboys to score. And that's where I think that if the Cowboys are going to win this game, they need to convert in the red zone. Point blank period. You have enough offensive firepower to outmatch the New England Patriots. The key thing is you can't play into their hand where you keep them in the game. That way, on their side of the ball, what can end up happening is they can run the ball, and if they run the ball well on you, Mac Jones doesn't have to force himself to win the game for the Patriots. I think that's going to be key in all of this. So for me, offensively, you need to be able to counter what Bill Belichick's trying to do as best as possible. And your play calling, Mike McCarthy, has to be on point. Then, going over to the defensive side of the ball, simple as this. Stop the run, force Mac Jones to beat you. If you can get to him early and often and rattle him, you should have a fine time in beating this New England Patriots team. If you are unable to do so, it's going to be a long day. You kind of saw with the Cowboys against Arizona that once their defense settled in, they pretty much held it down except for the really bad, coverage that was broken at the very end of the fourth quarter. And I think that if I'm looking at it as realistically as possible, this is not going to be a blowout. I think the Cowboys coming back home, continuing trying to piece this thing together, now with their offensive line going to most likely be intact aside from the left tackle, because Tyron Smith has been labeled out, and I'll talk about that in a moment. You should be able to do things with a bit more confidence in holding things up against your own. So, when it comes to Tyron Smith, he's out again with a knee injury, and it's just getting frustrating, but this is where I think the Cowboys are at when it comes to the state of their offensive line. Terrence Steele's your long-term guy at right tackle. Right guard, we know it's Zach Martin until maybe the end of this contract that he has or whatever. At center, you have a question you have to answer. Do you want to re-sign Tyler Biadasz, or are you going to go draft another center? At left guard, it seems that they've answered their question. Tyler Smith is going to be their guy there, so don't move him. At left tackle, they're rolling with Chuma Edoga, most likely for the fact that he's a veteran, and at the end of the day, this is a short-term type of situation. If it was a case where, long-term he's out, that being Tyron Smith, and I would expect Tyron Smith to play in the 49ers game, what could end up happening is that if he's out for a long period of time, you put a Sim Richards in there and see what you got. That's just how I'm looking at this. And special teams wise, I think that we got to avoid any penalties and give Kevontae Turpin some more opportunities. And I think that the Cowboys should be able to win this game. It's going to be an ugly game. I think the Cowboys win this game maybe 23-20 or something like that. It's not going to be a fun game. We're going to get some stress. But as long as the Cowboys come out with the W, we just keep moving. I had the Cowboys after this matchup versus the Patriots 3-1. I didn't expect them to lose versus Arizona, but you losing in the conference doesn't help you. That's why I would rather, if we were 3-0 and you're going to drop a loss, let it happen against an AFC team. So with that being said, guys, the Cowboys need to take care of business this Sunday. I think they will, but not a walk in the park by any stretch. And what we need to do is see the Cowboys in a situation where they are tested offensively. Last week, they were able to move the ball before they got to the 20, and then it just slowed down there. This is where I need to see the Cowboys turn it up a notch, and in the offensive game, get into the goddamn end zone and call it a day. You do that, you're good. You don't, we're going to have some tough times. So I wouldn't be shocked if you see a couple turnovers on offense. I wouldn't be shocked if we have a couple gaffes here and there. But what's important is that this team needs to win this game. I don't care what it ends up being the result. The fact is you've built up everything to this point for next week. Space, stop overlooking the Patriots. I'm not. But we have to be realistic. Regardless of the outcome, we know what this team is looking forward to, or maybe not, and that's the matchup versus San Francisco. Now, San Francisco's still undefeated. If they lose, that would be shocking to say the least. I don't think they will, but it would be a huge game if both teams are 3-1. If the 49ers are 4-0 going into the Cowboys game, it's an even bigger game. So again, Dallas, take care of business. And then we'll cover things after the game and hope to God that we're all good to go. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell me about this matchup. And I'll catch you guys later.